car is in one of these garages, and I'm very excited because I've seen probably 250 photos, I've seen videos, I've seen everything, but nothing compares to seeing a car for the first time. So I'm very excited. A lot of people are probably guessing at this point, but I don't think anybody's going to guess correctly what this is. What's up guys, welcome to today's episode. Welcome to the Drift Games vlog. We are on a mission this week. 2 cars, 2 European countries. I bought both, full pay, never seen them. Very special cars though. So today we are in Holland, in the Netherlands. So we're about to go ahead and pick up the first one, which I'm sure is going to blow your mind. On the train.
This has been a tourist 101.
Does anyone else do this? It's like a compass on your Google Maps where you just go round and around.
It's like the scene of Friends. You need to get into the map. Which way? This way? There's not even a road there.
This way. Anyway, let's get everyone up to speed with what's going on. Last time you'll have seen us, we were in America.
I can't see anything! What? Where the are we?
Before that I was in Abu Dhabi, I got engaged, and I had a couple of days off. And because I had a couple of days off, I did what every car lover does. I started looking for cars to buy, because I sold my GX100. I wanted to buy something different. I looked at every car in Ireland. They were a little overpriced or not what I was looking for. So I expanded, I'm gonna do my search on Facebook Marketplace to Holland. And I found a car that I've never wanted, but I really want this one. I don't think you've ever seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. So I decided in the one trip, we would fly to Holland, take this car, drive back to another country where we're going to pick up a second car that I bought and drive them all back to Ireland. That's not going to go as smoothly as I think it is. So I brought Josh with me. Hello, Josh.
Hello. Well, you can't drive both cars back, so this is why I'm here.
So Josh is here for moral support because we're driving very old cars that we're not sure if they're able to make all these journeys. But
I will say, Dave, I'm the only person that's actually done this with one of your cars that you bought on the internet, sight unseen, and drove it back. It didn't go too well. Actually, it went horrifically wrong.
So I'd also like to update that I've bought and paid for both of these cars before I've seen them, which seems like a risky move, but it's the only way of doing it by getting the cars exported. So here in Holland, we've got to take off the registration plates, put on export plates. So we couldn't do all that, we didn't have the time to do all that. So deal is done. So whether this car is good or bad, I have no idea, but I have a feeling the owner...
You're committed.
I'm committed. The owner, Mark, has been very honest. He's given me a load of FaceTimes with the car, loads of photos, like 300 photos of the build, and it is a build, and I'm kind of excited about it. It's not a dissimilar colour to my own hoodie. Anyway.
That's not giving anything away.
Well, it's an unusual colour. Something like this.
It's also not a standard colour, is it?
No, it's not. It's off a Citroen. Anyway, they'll get clearer as time goes on. We're going to head on, meet the owner, Mark. He's going to give us a spin to the car, and you're along for the ride. Our first reactions, you'll see them on camera. So let's get to Mark. Let's get on the road. So we've driven 40 minutes from Rotterdam. Mark was kind enough to give us a lift out to the car. We are now currently in. Mark, can you please name the place we're in?
Elephant.
That's what I said. And, I'm not going to even try and to get that wrong for so many people. And the car is in one of these garages, and I'm very excited because I've seen probably 250 photos, I've seen videos, I've seen everything, but nothing compares to seeing a car for the first time. So I'm very excited. You guys don't know what it is right now because we've been teasing it. I did tease that my hoodie is not far away from the colour of the, well, it's similar, and what car it is. So a lot of people are probably guessing at this point, but I don't think anybody's going to guess correctly what this is because I don't think anyone would predict it. So which garage am I going into?
Left door.
The left door. Wowzers. So here it is, a Nissan Silvia S12, which I've never wanted before because they normally look very rubbish. But this one does not look rubbish, and it has been a very long and extensive build for a very many years. Never really thought about buying or thought about owning until I saw this one, which just completely changed my mind. However, this is not a normal S12 by any means, as you can see. what I want to do is take it out of the garage, take it to somewhere very, very nice, because it's a medieval town, very, very close by here. Take some nice photos and videos of it, and talk you guys through the whole spec. So I'm pumped on it. I hope you guys are pumped on it as well. But we need to get it out on Sunday.
Giving us these for no other reason, but he's got them spare.
Just had them spare, yeah.
Hopefully we don't need to top up with coolant or oil on the way home.
Bag matches the car, Josh, I think.
I was going to say stand by the car as well.
It's like colour coded to the car.
You're more camo than the actual camo bag.
I know. They'll never see us coming across the border now, Josh. Get yourself a harness in.
Dave, it's got a 4-point harness. You said we could have a nice road trip in a nice car across some nice countries.
Yeah, but now you won't fall out of your seat. I've never bought a car from someone that loves their car this much. But what they've said, which is really nice, is they're going to come over to Japfest in Mondello Park in October. We're going to get them some VIP tickets for the event, and they're going to come over and see the car again. So that's quite nice. And they have a lot of love put into this car, so we're going to have to mind it for them, which I think is not a hard task because it's a very nice car. So we haven't given you a spec list of the car, but we're going to try and get some miles behind us. We're going to stop off at somewhere nice, and then I'm going to run you through the whole spec list of this car. It's bananas, and as you probably have guessed, there isn't a 1.8 turbo engine under the hood of this thing, or bonnet, whichever country you're from. So we're going to explain to you the whole spec list and the build very, very soon. So let's get some road miles in. Let's hopefully make it a little bit along the way, and then we can get a chat about the car.
Don't say hopefully, there's going to be no problems. It's going to be absolutely fine.
It's a 1986 car, and we've only got 47 hours driving to do ahead of us, so it'll be fine, it'll be grand.
Start, that's a good point anyways.
Alright, so we've taken a quick stop to grab some food, and at the back of the hotel we got some food in. There's a lovely little pet farm. And I thought this would be a good time to educate people on car culture. Does that make sense, Josh? No?
I don't know where you're going with this.
Well, think about it, right? This lad here, it's the peacock here, right? See him there?
I see him.
This is a bit like Fast and Furious car. Lambo doors, underglow, it's all about flash, right? Then you've got the ducks. They're like the boys on the airbags in the Golfs. Decked on the ground, yeah? You got your Dodge Ram over there. You got.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can see it in everything.
So what are they?
That's Wayne over there. Wayne's in the corner. Well, and they'll come over in a bit and go, "State all these ducks. What's the story with these ducks? Stupid looking ducks." That was what they would do. So that's how our whole car culture comes together. It's just like a petting zoo. Different colours, different models. Most of them not working, lying around, not doing much.
This is all your cars right now.
This lad doing laps of the town. How are we getting that? Have you seen me tail? So there you go, a little bit of education for you halfway through this video. Alright, we've done enough now, let's go talk about this S12.
You can tell we're getting bored now when we've gone to a petting farm.
We're halfway through Belgium or so, I don't know where we are. Got a bit bored, but the car's good though. Oh, looks good, doesn't it? It looks good.
I think it really does have presence.
I think it's the back I like more than the front. It looks good.
I don't know what it like.
Gives me like,
genuinely, it's genuinely like a twin cam.
It's like a twin cam mixed with a Mark III Supra at the back or something. Strange. But look, we promised and told them all the crazy spec on this car. So I think we should go find somewhere really nice, do a full walk around. And the best is yet to come because I haven't told you the engine or what's in this car at all. You might just think, it's 1.8 turbo. It is not. So let's hop in. It's not the most comfortable for the long journey, I will say. It doesn't have a radio, has harnesses, and the seat is very uncomfortable, and it doesn't have a fuel gauge. But other than that, it's running pretty good.
I find it funny that we released the car very early on in this episode, and then everything else is just not.
My favourite bit is putting the harness on the ground. Gotta put the harness on the ground to get in. It's the security system. So here's
Kill switch.
So yeah, you have to put that in. Oh, it's caught here. Hold on.
So if you want to rob the car, this is how you rob it.
Yeah. Kill switch in. Key. Good key. What is that? It's like a bike lock.
I say a bike lock's safer. And this is the sound deadening. Some bags. Yep.
Yep. And then you take this, the other harness is on the ground, and you put that there, and then you're pretty good to go. It's very comfortable.
We'll do a road review in a little bit.
Alright guys, so we've stopped off in the very famous town in France of Dunkirk. We've done about 3 hours driving to get here, so the car is a little bit grubby, so ignore that. But it is a very special car, and it's got a very special story too, because this build started about 5 years ago. So Mark, the previous owner, bought this Nissan S12 as a drift car. They're going to build them into a drift car. So basically what they wanted to do was make it handle better. So what they've done is swapped the whole front suspension of this car to a PS13, or for a US viewer, for an S13 hat. So it's got a full lock kit on there. All the stuff you need for basically drifting. Then there's a hydraulic handbrake, diff, all the rest of the stuff was done at that point. So the front end of the car, suspension wise, is PS13, the back end is S12, but they didn't stop there. Now this is the interesting part about this car, which we haven't told you anything about just yet. It's what's under the bonnet. Okay. Ta-da! So, underneath is not a 1.8 turbo, but is in fact an S15 SR20 DET turbo engine and gearbox, which is why I absolutely fell in love with this car. So we've got a PS13 front suspension, S12 rear suspension, and an S15 running gear, and not just a basic S15. Now the stock power is there, but this car has all the goodies. So you've got DriftWorks rad, you've got heat shielded manifold.
There's a Mishimoto intercooler down there.
Yeah. So it's a turbo, and it's got nice, beautiful work here on the airbox. Check this out, that's all custom as well. Really, really nice. Just a really nice spec. They've obviously, I'm going to show you guys some of the pictures of the build of this car, which was extensive. So this car was stripped back to a bare shell. It was completely under seal. All the rust was taken out. It was painted black. The whole chassis was painted black, as you guys will walk around and we'll see all this. But
Can you actually tell us? Got a bit of a flake in there as well. It's actually a bit of a
needs a little bit of clean up, a lot of dust in there, but it's absolutely spotless. So that owner obviously did the S15 conversion, and this car was like a Panda, so it was a bit like an A86, so it was white over black. But because it looked a little bit too much like an A86, when Mark bought it, he decided he wanted to change the look of the car completely. Under here, he kept pretty much the same as it was, because this was prepared for a track car, but it never actually saw the track. It actually stayed as a road car. So then he started working on what would make this car look a lot different than any other S12 out there, and I think that's another thing that attracted me to the car. So as you guys can see, first and foremost, this is a body kit is not for this car. This body kit's actually an Origin Labo kit for a PS13, which has been completely modified. So what they've done is they've actually cut the bumper down the middle, they've made it smaller, and they've made it fit. So the front bumper probably being the easiest part of this car, quite a similar shape as you can see to the S13 in terms of this. This is where it gets more complicated. Aftermarket fenders, they're universal, so they actually just were made to work into. If you guys can see here, look at the detail here, really, really nice fit. Smoked indicators, and then the side skirts are actually PS13 Origin Labo side skirts, which have been modified to fit the S12. Same again on the back, really nice fit on these rear fenders, and the rear bumper is probably the most impressive part, because not only do they have to shorten it, but you guys who are into PS13s will know that there's a big number plate recess here normally. With the number plate being here on the S12, they decided to completely redo the bumper and made it look awesome. You've got an S12 duckbill spoiler, very rare Silvia badges on the side of it, and let's talk about the colour. This colour actually came from a very boring car, which is a Citroen People Carrier. Lovely colour though, really nice metallic green with like a gold flake in it, which is really, really nice. The wheels, which really set this car off and I think are absolutely perfect for it, are actually two different sets of wheels. So the outer rim are work wheels, so they're an outer work wheel barrel. But he searched a long time to find these, which are actually Compomotives. Now Compomotive don't really make wheels back in the day for this particular PCD, which is 4x114. So what he did was he ended up finding a guy who used to race touring cars of Nissans, actually bought the centers, mated them to the barrels, and put them on Federal 595 RSs. Now, if you're in Ireland, our partners, the Tire Box, are the only dealers of Federal tyres, especially the 595 RS, which are an amazing tyre. So if you want to get onto the Tyre Box's website, they have a full range of tyres. They get them to you next day. They actually will beat any retailer's price. Check them out online. Tell them I sent you, because you're going to save yourself a lot of time and effort, and you're going to get a lot more choice. So check out the Tyre Box.
These are actually the same tyres on my drift car, and I will say they're phenomenal.
Yeah, these are the same that you run on the front of your drift car.
Yeah.
These are all around on this, which means that we can't do a whole lot of skidding today because there's so much grip in the car, which is a good thing.
Not that we tried.
Not that we did anything anyway. But anyway, inside is even as interesting as it gets when it comes to this. So we've got 2 bride seats, we've got some harnesses, Momo steering wheel rather. All the old school stuff is in here. So the old Apexi stuff, the AVCRs, the RSMs, all this stuff that's kind of back in the day. It looks cool, but it's not great. It's definitely something we're going to upgrade. We're going to get onto the Link ECU website. We're going to get ourselves an SR20 plug-in, and we're going to try and get ourselves the Street Digital Dash. There's just gauges everywhere, stuff going on everywhere. It looks kind of cool. It's old school JDM, but I'd like to just make it much cleaner with the Link system, have it all run through one system and one display showing everything and controlling everything, because there's like 60 things controlling this car. We've driven it for 3 hours. It does hesitate a little bit. It's over fueling. It runs okay, don't get me wrong, but we can make it run so much better with the Link ECU stuff. So we're definitely going to be doing that. We also want to give it a full service with Mobil 1 Oil. As you guys know, we use it on absolutely everything. So that's future plans. But right now, I absolutely love this thing. You can see it already has a hydraulic handbrake in there. So it's kind of made it between a drift car and a street car. So it's got the lock kit, the suspension, the hydro, diff, and all that good stuff for a drift car. But for a street car, it's got beautiful paint, really custom body kit, nice wide wheels, and even, watch this, custom door panels on the inside. Like the whole dash is all flocked, which is really, really nice, as you guys can see. All flocked, and these are custom door cards.
Now, you know what? The whole interior gives off like an old Japanese kind of feel to it.
And an old race car kind of feel to
Japanese race car.
I absolutely love it. I don't think there's much I would change on it. A few little bits I'd tidy up. Obviously want to change to the Link, want to do a couple of little changes here and there, but realistically he's nailed this car. And over 5 years of building it, unfortunately for Mark, he didn't have much use for it in the end. He wanted to build something else. He wanted to build a new car. He'd got as far as he wanted with this, and that's exactly where I wanted to be. Not going into a really long project, but buying something that's fun straight from the off. One thing that you will have noticed is it's left-hand drive. So a lot of guys in Ireland and the UK wouldn't touch it because it's left-hand drive, but for me, there's a massive advantage of having a left-hand drive, because both of my drift cars, the Corvette and the Mustang, are left-hand drive, and I wanted something left-hand drive on the road to just keep me in the mode, get used to the gear selecting, all that stuff, and I didn't have a car that was left-hand drive. Well, now I do for the road. So this thing is 1986, low mileage on the engine, pretty much how you would perfectly do a 5-year project, and I got it for a reasonably good price as well. We're now going to take this to the Eurotunnel and go to our next country, which is the United Kingdom, to collect our second car. However, we've done 5 countries today. We started in Ireland, then we got to Holland, then we went to Belgium, then we went to France, and we're going to end up in the UK. 5 countries to get 1 car, but I think you guys will agree it was totally worth it. Alright, so we've been driving this car for about 3 or 4 hours today. It's run pretty flawlessly. We're about 20 minutes away from the Eurotunnel, which, for those of you watching from America or further afield, you drive your car onto a train and it goes under the sea and you end up in the UK, which is where the next car we're going to buy is. Until then, I want to talk to you about this car and how it handles. So it's quite sharp on its toes. You watch the steering wheel, it's very sharp. It moves instantaneously. I think the alignment is set up very, very twitchy. I don't know, it's like a lot of caster in the car or something like that. Power, a little bit of hesitancy down low. It's a classic SR thing. My red PS13 does the same thing. They both need Link ECUs at a remap because it's got like a dead center zone. However, Mark did give us a full Audi R8 coil pack conversion, which we're going to put on the car. With the Link ECU, I think that's going to make this a bit of a ripper. It's like driving a drift car on the road, and I think that's actually awesome, because that's exactly what I wanted it to be. I'll drop a gear, show you guys what it sounds like. It sounds good, it's loud.
That's a loud pop.
It pops and bangs, it crackles. You have no sound deadening, so it's absolutely like deafening in here. It's literally like driving a pro drift car on the road, which is unbelievable.
I've never known Dave so excited for something. Like, you've done a lot of cool stuff. There's a big bump there.
Is he looking as concerned as I am?
I don't think he is. Oh! Eek! Ah. And we're on. on?
Something is absolutely sending me sideways here.
You're millimeters from that side.
Am I?
Like millimeters. So, for anyone's information, we do get out the car, and you can get a lowered, wide-ish car on the Eurotunnel.
Sort of though, like I was very close to the sides. Thank you. Made it. We're in England.
My home country.
Home of the Holdsworth.
I can smell it.
Right, another 15 minutes and we make it to our hotel, and the journey, or the first part of the journey, is a success. Wish us luck.
It's only sunk in weird. This is the first time I've been a passenger in a left-hand drive car, and it's weird. So the first part of our quest. It's like we're on a Lord of the Rings quest.
On a quest to get 2 cars, and one of them has made it through 4 countries.
I mean, it sounds a lot more impressive when you say 4
It was
countries.
about 4 hours driving, to be fair, and the train did most of the work for us that way. But the car made it here. We're going to stay the night here. We're pretty tired. It's been a long day. Fuel it up in the morning, and we're going to drive to the next car that I've bought. So if you think this is special, then you are in for a treat with the next one as well. And the next car, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but everyone would be very shocked if I bought one. That's all I'm going to say. Next video, you'll see what that is. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I'm wrecked. Do you want to get some food, some pints, and go sleep? That's exactly what I want to do.
Get some lovely pints.
Lovely, lovely pints. We'll see you on the next one. Less pints, more cars. Talk to you then.